Greetings and God bless. So, yesterday I watched this or read an article about these orcas that are attacking boats. I think they're off the coast of Spain or Portugal. And I saw something the day before, and I think it was last month or the month before. There were shark attacks and sea otters attacking surfers, biting chunks out of the surfboards. And this one website, Sign of the Times, they had so many, like the past, I don't know, year or so, there's just been a lot of animal attacks and domestic animals where the family pet is killing somebody, whether it seems like it's more adults, but in like India, there's there's packs of wild dogs mauling a child to death or an elderly person to death. And it just seems to be there's a lot more of this going on in 2022, 2023. And I tried finding statistics of like dog bites in America, and they stopped uploading any information that I could find in 2019. And I find this has been happening. It's as if kind of common sense, helpful information stopped being studied, stopped being looked into, stopped being loaded to the net as our kind of record, as our public record. Uh, and I would say this is like interesting ways to diagnose Alzheimer's with peanut butter, held a foot away from your face, like all this kind of interesting stuff, fun facts that we posted on Facebook or just clicked on or whatever, like that was like censored when I was on Facebook. So many of the posts that I did were just like interesting things like that peanut butter Alzheimer's thing that they were shadow banned. So it like only I could see this article from 5 years ago or 10 years ago or something like that. But Facebook was shadow banning like just general interesting information. And what's so weird is that Facebook would allow like other more intense kind of, direct medical topics be discussed, but they wouldn't let other parts. And I would say the same for everything. Everything online has been shadow banned and worse, possibly scrubbed. Like, so anyways, I just find it statistically significant that there's domestic animals are attacking people that they know, meaning dogs. I haven't seen anything about a cat or bird or something like that. And parrots could cause some damage as well. Um, and I'm wondering, like, okay, so these orcas this week, so it's November 20th, 2023. So these orcas, so these people in boats are playing heavy metal music, thinking that that will deter orcas from. They're playing heavy metal music in the water to try to drive away orcas. I mean, oh my goodness. And so these orcas disabled the rudder. So these people on a catamaran were stranded, and the Coast Guard had to tow them back to shore. But what is causing orcas? Okay, we know sharks attack, but otters are attacking people. Um, there were like a bunch of bear attacks in Japan, and it could be just too much development. That's definitely a factor. But there's always been humans encroaching on animals' territory. Um, so I'm wondering if it's something recent that happened the past few years, and new installations of cell phone towers, because that's the only thing the globalists care about. That's the only thing like civic, like city people care about like city leaders, city councils, they make sure that they'll forget about your potholes, they'll forget about broken windows, they couldn't care less about the homeless and drug addicts, and mental illness craziness going on in the city. But they make sure that 5G towers are installed everywhere, schools, churches, um, elderly, nursing homes, hospitals. Oh, we got to put all the cell phone towers there, and so they make sure that that happens and that telecom has absolute protection from all the radiation that causes, and I think like the stuff that was in injections and the psychological effects of the lockdowns, and the suffocation, like I think humans have become, like a lot of humans have become something that animals won't tolerate. And I'm just wondering because it just seems like there's a lot of animal attacks, domestic and wild, on land and on the sea, from the sea. Like orcas are attacking people on boats. I mean, they're attacking boats, but that's a bad sign. And I mean, of course, it is the end times as well. And so this kind of conflict from every angle that is pretty biblical. But I think it's an important thing to ask, what was in the vicinity of the animal attack. Was there a 5G tower right there? Was the person attacked injected? Was the animal injected? I mean, we know that they injected animals at the zoo, uh, even though that was so anyway. What do you guys think? Like, why would there be an increase of animal attacks, of people, the family dog attacking known members of the family or friends of the family? So just wanted to share that. And yeah, folks, not to be paranoid or whatever, but, pay attention. And it seems like packs of dogs may be a bad thing right now in the world. It just seems like I've seen, I think it was Alabama, like these 5 dogs attacked a neighbor, like she was walking somewhere or riding her bike or whatever, somewhere where she'd always walked. So it seems like strange times. Um, so, um, you know, do these people, are they carrying a mobile phone? Is it the mobile phone that animals are finding so difficult or antagonized by? Um, because usually doesn't everything just try to go away? Like don't wild animals want to go away from people? Um, you know, why would in America a pack of dogs maul somebody to death? Like that just seems very uncivilized. I mean, is it because our country has become uncivilized that affects even domestic animals? I don't know, and I couldn't find anything about it online. So if anybody is some sort of expert, I really hope that somebody's going to look into this 5G tower thing, mobile phone thing, vaccines, and, like, is something triggering dogs? Because the majority of animal attacks, like maulings, death, is by dogs, by domestic animals, domestic dogs. And yeah, there's, a lot more um, bear attacks and new otter attacks, new orca attacks. Um, so what do you guys think, or what do you know about this, if anything, or like how do we find out, the effects of technology and installation of medical devices in the bloodstream? How do we find out how that affects animals? Maybe an alternative like naturopathic veterinarian might know. Uh, so if you know anything about it, or if you know somebody who might, please comment below. Thanks for watching. God bless.